Hi, Zachx, and welcome. Congratulations on your new EP, Artificial Intelligence. How does it feel to have this project out in the world?
So I'm super excited this project is out in the world, but it's not something I intended to create. With all this AI technology going around, it's cool, but it kind of depresses me a little bit, kind of stresses me out, because, it's kind of taking the creativity out of art, and it's kind of getting in the way of the landscape of art in general right now. And as an artist, it made me feel a little bit insecure and a little bit useless, but then I decided to just take that and make it my own and utilize it as a tool, as a mode of creating new art. So that was pretty empowering, and I really enjoyed the process overall, even though I didn't expect to enjoy it at all. I thought it would just depress me the whole way through, but it really did challenge me in new ways. It helped me push myself as an artist. I tried new things I haven't tried before, so I don't regret making this project at all. So how it happened was I found this program on this website called Suno AI, suno.com, and I found it in late November 2023, and apparently I was a beta tester and I didn't even realize it. So they didn't officially launch until about late December 2023. So that was cool. So I was pretty ahead of the curve, which I never am, so that's nice. But yeah, I'm glad that I did this project.
The title of the EP, Artificial Intelligence, suggests a blend of technology and human touch. Can you tell us more about the concept behind it?
Exactly. So my idea was to put a slash in between artificial and intelligence to create a little bit of a distinction between the artificial and the intelligence. And the idea, how true it is, I don't know, but the idea is that the artificial is the AI, and then the intelligence, used loosely, is myself. So this is my way of kind of reclaiming art and humanity.
That's really interesting. How did you collaborate with AI in the songwriting process?
So, like I mentioned earlier, I used a program called Suno, and just like any other AI program, you type in prompts and it generates the content you're trying to get. So what it does is it generates 2 songs with lyrics and stuff, and at the time it would only generate about 45 seconds to maybe a minute's worth of song, and now I think it can do a full song, which it doesn't matter. I'm not upset about it because that's not what I was trying to get at here. This actually was perfect for what I was trying to do, because I wanted about half of it to be me and then the other half of it to be the AI, even though AI did technically create the entirety, well, okay, not the entirety of the music, but I'll get into that in a second. So it gave me the basic structure of the full song, and since it is a newer program, it doesn't sound completely radio ready, and so I was able to put in some extra percussion elements and synthesizers, and of course I wrote my own verses and choruses and bridges. It didn't give me a bridge on any song, so I had to completely come up with bridges, which I love writing bridges. I know that's a kind of debated topic there, but I think I'm a bridge stan. I think bridges are great. But yeah, it kind of abruptly starts the song and it abruptly ended the song. So I had to come up with intros, and then I had to make it transition and make sense into the rest of the song. So that was really cool to be able to do. It was annoying because a couple songs, especially Of Grace and Back, were kind of challenging with some of the parts it left off on, but I accomplished it. I'm happy with it, and since they're not perfect, but it's definitely a cool project that I don't regret doing. A lot of the melodies were a little harder, not anything impossible, but just not stuff I'm used to recording. And I feel mostly confident in my vocals, but when you're trying to record something that's high for you or a little more complex than what you're used to doing, it really pushes you. And I think I did a pretty good job accomplishing that with these songs. So I'm really happy with the melodies that it came up with, and I was able to write my own lyrics to the verses and to the choruses that I sang. And yeah, and every song I kind of make a dig at AI, like I was saying earlier. like especially in my song Apocalypse of Androids. That one's kind of about how I feel that AI is gonna just ruin everything, basically. It's kind of a dramatic take, but I think it's a cool song.
Which song on the EP stands out to you the most and why?
Good question. So of course every song stood out to me because I had to select these 5 out of probably 100 different generated songs, and you know, I like them for different reasons, and I intentionally prompted them to be in styles that I resonate with. That way, even though I wasn't creating the actual music, I could try to keep it as authentic to myself and my art as possible. So, but I think that my favorite off of the EP is Apocalypse of Androids, and I just think that's a really cool sounding track. I like the little rock vibe it has to it. It just reminds me of like late 80s, 90s kind of vibe, hairband maybe a little bit. And then of course I had to add my Zachx electronic little touch and some synths on it and stuff. So that was really fun. And on the bridge that I came up with the bridge 100% like I was saying earlier, because none of these songs came with a bridge. So I actually turned the autotune 100% up on my vocals on the bridge as a bit of irony to the whole concept of the song, because the song is basically about how AI is kind of taking over and, in my opinion, kind of destroying a lot of humanity, like art and creativity. And that's why I'm doing this project, to kind of reclaim it. And I know it seems kind of hypocritical, but I take my word for it. This really has been kind of cathartic for me.
How did you approach the production of this EP? Were there any specific challenges or surprises?
Like I was saying earlier, I added some synthesizers and some percussive elements and just kind of tweaked stuff here and there to make stuff sound more radio ready, and add just some synth melodies and some textures. And every time I was listening to the tracks, like when I was trying to create them, or I guess add to them rather, I just would hear the little melodies in my mind. So there were some little synth lines I put in there as like little details, and I think it really made everything come together really well. But if you're interested, you can go to suno.com/@Zachx, and I have all my generated songs published on there, the untouched versions, so you can kind of see what it started as and then come back to the EP and see what it is now. So I think that's really cool. I also used Lander, which is a AI mastering program, and I've used it in the past, but I thought for this project it'd be absolutely perfect to have AI master my artificial/intelligence project. And also Canva generated the image that's on my face, and Kittle generated the little android guy that's in between the title on the cover art. And then one of my best friends / my graphic designer, Trinity, she helped me get the cover just right. We spent hours trying to get it all just right. And it's funny because the little thing on my face, the size of it is not the same size as my face, so she had to really manipulate that and adjust it, which just goes to prove how important humans are in the creative process. So, because AI can't, and maybe one day it will be able to, but right now it can't match us. It can't top us. But yeah, so I think overall it was just a really fun project to do. Yeah, I think all the songs are super catchy too. So I've got some good feedback so far, and I hope to get more.
How do you think the use of AI in music will evolve in the future based on your experience?
I'll say that it is unfortunate / fortunate, for other reasons other than art, that AI isn't going anywhere. So, you know, it's already really prevalent in music, and I obviously am guilty of that, adding to it. But yeah, I mean, I think that eventually it's going to become so powerful that it'll probably be able to create music that's indistinguishable to the human ear as AI. Like people will assume it's a real person. But I think that's going to take a while. But you know, human created art is never going anywhere, because that's how I survive. That's how I, you know, it's my outlet. It's how I express myself, and it's how we all express ourselves. So human created art isn't ever gonna, it's also not going anywhere. It's not gonna die. But I do think it's important to experience new things, as long as they're, you know, safe and harmless for the most part. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm usually left in the dust on these kind of things, and I don't like to jump on bandwagons. But yeah, it's really a weird feeling to be on top of this kind of thing, especially because I was bucking against it so hard in the beginning. And I said, what the heck, I have this idea, might as well attempt it and see how it goes. And like I said, I mean, I think it's a really good, fun project. I think it's an innovative idea that I haven't seen anybody else do this kind of thing in the music landscape. I mean, obviously there's AI generated music, but I haven't seen anybody use it as a feature and as like a tool to straight up create it and then also put your own spin on it. So I'm really excited about this. I hope people don't judge me too harshly for it, because especially artists, as an artist who kind of hates AI myself, I swear, I'm not a big AI promoter, but I just figured this is what the world is right now, and why not have some kind of stake in it, you know? So, like I said, I don't regret creating this project, and I hope people can understand and see the articism, is that a word? The art, anyway, the art in this project, and appreciate it for what it is.
What's next for you after this EP? Are there any upcoming projects or plans you're excited about?
Yes, so I already have a poetry book out right now, but I'm working on a second poetry book and also another full-length album that is completely unrelated to this EP. So, and that's gonna take some time, but can't rush art, can't rush creativity. You just have to let it do what it does, and that's why this project exists, because I had an idea, had a lot of inspiration, and everything just kept fitting together, and I was like, okay, alright, I'll do it. So, but yeah, and I'm not really ready to share about these upcoming projects quite yet, but just stay tuned, because I got some stuff.
That sounds fantastic. Thanks so much for sharing your insights and experience with us, Zachx. We can't wait to see what you do next.
And thank you so much for the questions, and be sure to stream Artificial/Intelligence by Zachx, and check out the lead single, Back. Thank you so much.
Back on my mind, want to escape, kept tuning in to catch the waves. I just wanna press back and